Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Dark Soul. This is episode 3 and I'm Ohun here. So we're just gonna keep going from where we left off last time. This episode will also be a dubbed episode. I post-recorded it as well. That it'll be the same case for episode 4 as well. But going forward from there, we should be all good, and most of it should be live going forward. I do apologize about the inconsistency, but I am still, learning how to get this stuff done properly. So hopefully it still turns out all right here. Anyways, we are going back through the high wall again, and just going through the motions here. Uh, Now, I did do a lot of editing with this video because this is actually going to be a combination of 2 recording sessions that I did. I was still able to keep it under 50 minutes total for this episode runtime here, but the reason I decided to put 2 episodes together was because in that first recording session, I wasn't satisfied with the how I made basically no progress in the game. So I'm just gonna take you through some of the motions here, and I'm gonna fast forward through certain parts, so you guys don't have to. So I'm not wasting your guys' time essentially here, but. Yeah, so I think last episode I stopped off around this point when I saw that big baddie and got the ladder and the item picking up mixed up there. Anyways, we want to go ahead and do the same thing as before, just backstab the guy before he transforms, because that would be extremely annoying to deal with if he transforms. Taking care of all these guys just because I got a little paranoid. Didn't want to deal with more guys transforming, so there's that. Anyways, it was just about here I decided to turn around because I didn't want to make the episode go too much longer last time. Anyways, why am I staring off into the distance? Anyways. Yeah, so, the reason the episodes had to be stretched out was that I actually visited a town. They were having a big event, picnic day, just a day where everybody goes to, have an excuse to do a bunch of day drinking. It's a lot of fun back in my old college. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about this here. So once again, they have these archers kind of strategically set up. It's kind of annoying because the ladder that I just came down from, it's kind of impossible for the archer to not notice you. So you pretty much have to deal with them all the time unless you are going to run straight past this entire area. But as you can see, I've yet to even see what's going on in this area. I haven't even picked up that item here, so got some more fire bombs. I looked down here, and this is one of the things I also overlooked in this file. I saw the ladder, but I got really suspicious because there's a bunch of dudes down there, or at least a bunch of bodies of dudes down there, and so I thought they might come to life, and I didn't want to quite risk it at this point yet. So I decided to try looking for different pathways. That's also another way you can go about doing this. If you feel like something's going to be risky, it is worth your time to look around and see what other paths there are to explore. Because as I said before, this game rewards you very much for exploring and being very observant. Now this spear guy I will also have some trouble with, kind of like the other Lothric Knight with the sword, where I had that multiple run through the one next to the dragon. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, no, I am definitely sure I'm going to get destroyed this time too. It's because it's kind of easy to underestimate his range. He has this one really long sweeping stab, and it goes really far. So it's definitely smarter to roll forward than backwards, because he will get you. So see, that one almost got me right there, and I'm just wasting my Estus Flask right now. So yeah, and he's also hitting me with a shield, with his shield, because I keep strafing to his right, which isn't smart. I should be strafing, or I keep strafing to my right when I should be strafing to his right, because it's less protected. So I think he might deal his killing blow here. Yeah. Or there, right there. Yeah. Because he has two different stabs when he holds his spear with two hands. There's one that's just one big lunging attack, and the other one is where he's kind of doing a charge, and so it's worth multiple attacks. So yeah, got killed there. And so this is the part where I decided I didn't want you guys to have to sit too long through me doing the same thing over and over again. I think that's one of the difficult things about doing a Let's Play for a Soul game, is because you know, especially since it's my first playthrough, I will be doing things that most people do when they play these games for the first time, which is die over and over at parts until they finally succeed. And I mean, that is why these games are so successful, in my opinion. It's because you overcome a huge mountain, and it is probably the most rewarding game that I've played in recent memory in terms of just raw skill. Anyways, I think I'm able to kill him here. Yeah, I got that backstab on him this time, so we're all good with that. Gotta love those ragdoll physics. There's an item over there which is pretty easy to miss. Sometimes they love to tuck the items away in little corners that are wouldn't have caught your eye if you just ran through the room after you killed that guy. So yeah. And here I was just trying to look around and see if those cabinets, no, bookshelves, that's probably the better word, bookshelves were breakable here. Now that guy gave us some pretty nice advice. He said go try this path instead, and it is definitely a path. It's just obstructed by some destructible objects, and so because it initially looks like a blocked pathway, I think a lot of people might not actually end up going that way or normally. But yeah, so I mean, just by telling what's going on here, it looks like this is a pathway 2. Well, there we go, an item, right? So we got more green blossoms, which is an item that increases your stamina recovery. And I'm just surveying the room here. That's also another smart thing to do, is that if you're in a high vantage point where you're not getting any enemies, you just take a look around and see what enemies are there. Now we got another sword here, which is great. A straight sword. I probably won't be using it that much either, but it's always nice to get more weapons, give you more options going forward here. So I'm trying to find the item description for the straight sword. A well-crafted sword named after the ruined land. Astora, before its fall, was a land replete with royal blood, and this weapon is both a reminder and heirloom of that era. Now it also has a skill, but I'm guessing I'm gonna not delve too much into that here. Now, it does have some pretty good damage, actually. Looks like 129 base damage for an upgraded weapon. I think that's better than Uchigatana, but I'm gonna stick with Uchigatana because I feel like it's gonna scale better with my dexterity. So yeah, here I try to get the falling attack, but unfortunately he only got hurt from me falling on him, not with the sword, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get destroyed here because I should not have jumped in like that, because now I have every enemy's attention in this room. So there we go, boom, got destroyed. And also I think it's pretty funny how when you die, the enemies in the game just keep attacking your dead corpse for a while. So yeah, again, and again, it's a bit of a long loop here, so it's going to take a little bit of time. So I just wanted to fast forward it, and I started making a lot of really bad mistakes here. I mean, I got killed by those two assassins in that room. So unfortunately, I will be fast forwarding through this section again here. I got new pants called Deserter trousers. I think they weren't great, but I don't know. They might be good items. I haven't really taken a strong look at them yet because, and the reason I say a weapon like or an armor like that, deserter trousers, right? Doesn't sound very cool, but uh, in Dark Souls 1, they had the broken like pants. I forget what they're called. The male pants that and when I say male, I mean like the armor male pants that most of the standard undead enemies wear. It doesn't offer the most protection, but it had the most poise per weight ratio. So it didn't increase your equip load by that much, but it gave you a lot of poise, which means that it's far less easier to get you staggered. So it's actually considered a pretty good piece of armor. People loved upgrading that one at the time. And oh yeah, cool. I actually totally didn't see that last time. Actually, no, it's because I didn't go this way. Got a broadsword here, so let's go look at that. And it has 117, 16. Pretty good, pretty good. And it's a straight sword with a broad blade designed for slashing. A large sweeping attack makes this effective against crowns, but is prone to deflection from walls and narrow spaces. So yeah, that is definitely something you should consider, because if you're swinging your weapon too close to a wall, it will bounce back and make you your character locked in that animation for a little while. Now I'm just taking a look here. If you notice, there was those two towers, tower-like buildings with a bridge between them, and we saw that a lot earlier too. And so it's really wonderful in these games that you kind of are always given a view, not always, but you get a view of the direction that you're trying to go in. And there we go. Actually, let me it visibly becomes apparent how much closer you're getting to your goal. Like, you wouldn't think that you're moving that far when you're going through all this intricate labyrinth, but anyways, holding on at that, I'm looking at the new shield that I got here. It has 100 physical defense, guard absorption, so that's great. An orthodox metal shield engraved with a crest depicting a silver eagle. Medium shields are the most average of shields. Didn't get to finish reading that description here, but the mere fact that it has 100 physical absorption makes it great, because now I can block without getting any damage for physical attacks. With magic and stuff, it offers less defense, but that's a given. So now that I have that, I believe I'll be blocking more readily from now on, and hopefully being a little more cautious of a player. Now, yeah, so as I was saying, it's really great to be able to visually see how much closer, how much movement you're going, how much you're progressing. And I mean, that is the fundamentals of this game after all. Now, unfortunately, my head attack right there fell a little short. And yeah, being pretty good right now. So yeah, normally I would have had my instinct to dodge that, but instead I just decided to shield at that time. Yeah. Now, not to say that just dodging is not as good of a tactic as shielding. It probably is for a better skilled player, because they know when exactly to time every attack, and that's good. Oh wow, that dog just kind of moved. Teleported basically, I'm saying this because it's actually pretty easy for new players to start turtling super hard. I remember the first time I played PvP in Dark Souls, I turtled the entire time, and turtling is active where you just keep your shield up the entire time, and so it's really hard to get past that defense. And sorry, I'm gonna talk about that Estus Shard for a second. That is great. That's a very good item. That's basically going to increase the amount of drinks my Estus flask can hold. So that's going to be very useful once. And I believe when I go back to Andre, the blacksmith guy, I will be able to upgrade my Estus flask there. Anyways, and so the other player got a little bit mad at me because I turtled the entire time, holding up my shield, and it's kind of boring and not the best, I guess, sportsmanship when you're if you're playing PvP and you just turtle the entire time. I mean, it is designed to have a tactic that works against shields as well. Like, you can kick enemies to make them get lose a significant more amount of endurance, so that their shield has to be dropped. But yeah, so it's easy for new people to get in the habit of just shielding everything in the world, and that's something it's smarter to get out of. So, being smart about dodging attacks, being able to utilize the invincibility frames. Iframes is short for invincibility frames. And I mean, like, I'm sure all you Souls veterans know that lingo, iframes and stuff, but I just want to throw it out there for you guys if there's anyone who doesn't know it. I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out here. So yeah, that was a dead end, and all you did was get a key, and that is, I believe, the key that is needed to get into the cells with that one dude that I completely forgot about. So I'm gonna try to get to that eventually here. Um, anyways, yeah, so definitely being able to use your iframes smartly when you're dodging enemy attacks is probably better than shielding. So um, yeah, but I mean, it's all heavily dependent on how well you're able to read the enemy's patterns. And see, look right there. I kind of dodged in a panic because I felt trapped, and so I dodged prematurely, and so I got hit by his last hit and got killed here. So now I'm gonna be fast forwarding here because this was the end of my first recording session for this episode, and I went down all the way here just to change my mind and go back because I wanted to upgrade my sword and my Estus flask. So we're gonna go back here to the Firelink Shrine to upgrade that. So I think I'm gonna run first to Andre. Yeah, Andre. Let's go ahead and
Just good, wasn't
um, first upgrade my Uchigatana, because now I have 4 Titanite shards, so that will get me to +2. As you can see, it has the 4 requirement, and then the one in parentheses is how much you have. So it's going to go up by 12 damage on base damage, and it went up to 19 for added damage from your scaling. Yeah, so that second number to the right is added damage from scaling to your stats, so that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to reinforced it, so now I have more drinks from my Estus flasks.
I don't want.
Yep, so that's very useful now. Um, always look out for items that can increase your Estus flask or improve your Estus flask in any way. Because I remember, I think it was Soul of a Firekeeper. That was the item we used. That was used in Dark Souls 1 to make it so that your Estus flask heals more HP. Because in these games, the amount that you heal is set, versus how in Bloodborne, if anyone has played Bloodborne but not the Souls games, the blood vials, which it serves the same function, it heals you, is actually heals a percentage of your HP, which is, I think, like around, like, sitting around 40%. But yeah, so that is something you should be aware of when you are making your vigor higher, your HP, that is. And um, because you won't be able to heal as large of a percentage of your life as you did, with your current Estus flask. Now, I'm just fast forwarding through this part because we already did go through these motions here, and I didn't want to make you guys, sit here through the same old business here. Just getting through these guys. I just want to show me dealing with the big guy. Or actually, you know what? I am going to get killed by him again here, so that's why I avoided it here. I will definitely try to avoid skipping through content like this in the future here. But yeah, I got killed by him again, so I'm doing this whole entire loop. It's kind of long, and I could have been smarter about it by finding a shortcut instead of going down there all the way to fight this guy. But you know, I mean, if you have this boss that you've been dying to again and again, you kind of want to go back and beat him, you know, finally succeed at killing him. So yeah, here I'm doing a bit of a smarter way of clearing out this room, which is attracting 1 to 2 people at a time, so it's relatively manageable. Which is ironic that I said that because I just got killed because I attracted too many of them at one time. So yeah, and I also kept dying on my way to get there too, so that's why I fast forwarded through his section again. I probably won't be doing that when I do a live session here. Um, Now the reason I stopped fast forwarding for this part is because I am going to get an item from him. It's the helmet. Spoilers. Um, and the helmet. Let me read the description here. And I think I'm checking my equip load and seeing what other stuff that I have here. But yeah, and then the thing is, I looked at my rolls. I believe, was it now that I did it? I don't know. But let's first take a look at the helmet. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit scattered right now here. Armor of a celebrated Lothric knight, a strong steel helmet, if a little worn. The knight has served as one of the 3 pillars since ancient times. Same thing as last time. Only those possessing a knight's resolve are fit to wear this garment. So yeah, doesn't give us much more information than the Lothric armor that I'm wearing as well. Lothric knight's armor, the chest piece, you know. Um, but yeah, it seems I'm still getting fast enough rolls with this equip set with the helmet and the trousers and the Lothric Knight armor set here. So I'm about to go ahead and square off with the big dude again. I'm gonna assume he's some sort of variation of a Lothric Knight too, because he's kind of sitting around patrolling these guys, or it could be an adversary that's, you know, patrolling the graveyard of his enemies, something like that. Now with this guy, you do want to be careful because when he does that spinning attack, all of his attacks have a certain range, but the last spin he does, his weapon flares out a lot more. So you have to be careful about that last attack if you're just running away. And here I got stuck in it, so but I was kind of safe because I fell down to a lower level, so I was able to avoid the attack. So yeah, right here I'm gonna get hit by that last hit because the last hit just the rare flares out. Yeah, and same thing here again. So I got stuck, started freaking out a little bit here. And yeah, he also has that somewhat of an area of effect attack. It's pretty easy to avoid if you look at the ground enough, because the ground lights up right before the attack hits in the pillars around him. So it's a pretty good time to get a backstab. But if you're not feeling confident about being able to avoid those attacks, then yeah, back off. So yeah, see right there, good use of iframes, dodging at the right time. Although I probably should have gone closer than far away. But yeah, finally killed that guy. So thank the Lord. But yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I don't know what happened here because this place is literally strewn with Lothric Knight armor sets, like all over the ground, and they're all empty, and notably all of them don't even look like they have a hole for the head anymore. It's just covered by a cloth. I'm not sure if someone laid it out like this or if their bodies kind of evaporated. I don't know, like a Jedi dying, you know, like Obi-Wan in episode 4. He just his body disappeared, and then just clothes were just left. Maybe something like that happened here, where basically they all died there, and then their bodies rotted and decayed. Got a halberd, pretty useful weapon too, but I probably will not be using here. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest experimenter in weapons. I just stick with one that I like, partly because there's that mentality where when you upgrade your weapons, it's an investment into that weapon. It takes materials. Oh, sorry, I touched the mic here. It takes materials to upgrade it, and so there's a finite amount of materials, or rather, at this point in the game, it's hard for me to get more of the material, the Titanite shard, to upgrade my weapon. Later on, it will be easier because there are different levels of weapon upgrade materials. It's gonna be Titanite Shard and then Titanite Chunk. Well, probably not Titanite Chunk. I think that's 2 steps ahead, and each one is progressively rare to get, or you start getting it later in the game. Now we'll walk out here and we have to deal with the archer. Do be careful of this guy with the sword. He does leap out of nowhere. If you're not paying attention, he actually comes out of that corner right to the right. But yeah, it took me a few times to actually figure out that that's where he pops out from. But yeah, we're in this new area in this open vista, which looks very impressive. I mean, I don't mean to gush, but I mean just the level design and artistic direction of everything is just it's fantastic. I mean, so yeah. Now there is a treasure ahead, so if you're smart enough, you'll take a look right there as well. But yeah, I decided. Let's see, what am I deciding to do? Now here you also want to be careful because as soon as you get close enough, those 4 dudes pop up and they'll start attacking you. And while they are relatively weak, they all go down with one-handed light attack. If they mob you, it will get dangerous. These guys are still dangerous, and I mean that's another great thing about these games is that like even the most basic enemies, like, they become far easier in the future, but if you're not careful, they can still mess you up pretty bad. So that's a really cool feature. Now in here we found an elevator, and so I'm pretty sure this is a shortcut, and this guy is nice. He didn't actually lie. There is no illusory wall, but so we got a ladder and it's going up. Yeah, so as I said before, guys, ladders and elevators are almost always good things in these games. So we got the throwing knife, or the item here. So if you remember, we are actually back in a familiar area. I didn't spend too much time in this area, but I think I was describing how I was trying to get a falling attack on that guy. And hey, this is where I told you never trust dead bodies. So yeah, it's a shortcut to circumvent that entire long process, and brings us back here. This little bridge. Yeah. So once again, having a little difficulty with these dogs. I feel pretty foolish, and I was super close to dying. Like, if I got shot, if anything even touched me, I would have died right on the spot. And you know, it's also, it does pay, you know, it does pay to note your weapons movesets, because it see, with this weapon, all the light attacks are vertical, so it's actually a lot harder for me to hit that dog because he was strafing to the left and right. Whereas I think, like, it was describing the broadsword as a weapon that you know, had wide sweeping attacks, so it could deal with crowds. But yeah, we are back at the first bonfire in this area in the high wall of Lothric. So yeah, I decided I wanted to go back and visit Firelink Shrine again. I think I wanted to level up. That's probably what I'm going to do right now, because I have 2,000 souls, at least good for 1 level up here. So go talk to this lady.
Welcome home, Ashley.
Hello.
Speak.
Yes, I
Very
will
well.
speak
Then
my
take
heart's
note.
desire. And I do like how they motivated how souls are used to upgrade yourself. We just take other people's souls from their vessels and we just absorb it. Yeah. And I've also yet to figure out whether or not we are a protagonist in this story, since I mean, you know, most games they'll pitch you as a protagonist in as of the game, but in these ones it's a bit ambiguous. We don't really know. And yeah, so I was just selling my excess gear here, trying to get some extra souls to see if I can buy something. Um, broken broken sword hilts I don't think are worth very much though. Yeah. So I was just trying to see how much everything was worth, I guess. Longbow, blah blah blah, blah. Skill, puncture. Yeah, I am not really quite sure how to use the bow. I should probably tinker around with it a little bit more, but we'll
Ashen
see.
One, be sure
Anyways, I think I'm about to go ahead and try to get to the next boss. Here, I just came back to her because I wanted to see how many more souls I needed to level up.
May the flame.
Because obviously 792 at this current soul level is not enough to level up at this moment here. So anyways, going back to the high wall of Lothric bonfire, because now we have that shortcut. Very, very handy shortcut. So yeah. And what am I doing now? What am I up to? I think maybe I was trying to check my equip load, because it is more than halfway now. Definitely more than halfway. Yeah, so just gonna run back to that area, and we will find those items. The treasure, that the aforementioned treasure at that one, that the one friendly player left a hint for us at. And you know, if you're quick enough, you can avoid these dogs too. I decided to just get the jump on them because I didn't want them to suddenly just run at me and just attack. Yeah. I personally have always hated fighting dogs in these games because they whenever they attack, they have a long, or they charge straight at you, and it's kind of hard for me at least. I mean, I'm sure good players have no issues at all, but it's kind of hard for me to get the first hit on them, so I always kind of wait out to see what they do first, counterattack instead of actually attacking. But yeah, right there is the good combo I was talking about. You backstab, and then after you backstab him, while he's still getting up, you switch to two-handed instead of one-handed to just get that extra little bit of damage, and then you do a charge attack. And here it's just pretty cool too, because even though you did your charged long attack in one direction, before the attack actually comes out, you can change your direction at the last second. Kind of like Falcon Punch in the Super Smash games after starting with Brawl, where if you press the opposite direction, Captain Falcon will do a 180 and punch the other direction. I mean, I don't know how relevant that comment is to you guys. I love a lot of games. I don't really believe too much in being a console fanboy. Like, admittedly, PC are the most powerful, but that doesn't mean it's the best. Personally, I did buy this for PC though, because it is a little. I was able to get it for a little less money. PC games go on sale better than console games usually, especially if they're Nintendo games, because Nintendo has that thing about not letting their games get cheap. But yeah, I mean, I respect every console for what it is worth here. Now, if we go up to this area, we can see that there's an item on that little roof over there. So there's a jump here, but that's it's a fairly easy jump. You just need to make sure to time it right. Because I mean, I guess it is kind of easy to mess up jumps in this game. Now I wanted to ignore that guy, so I just ran back to where I was going initially, and here we see that archer again, and it's pretty clever how it draws your eyes away from this guy. He's kind of hiding in that corner, and then the guy shoots you. He's the first person to react to your presence as soon as you walk through that gateway. So you automatically look towards him, and you run towards him, so you don't see the other unkindled one just start running up from you behind. So Just remember, there's another guy coming up to attack you from behind. Now we got a Ring of Sacrifice. Mystical ring was created in a sacrificial rite of Velka, the goddess of sin. Its wearer loses nothing upon death, but the ring itself breaks. Sacrifice is only worth as much as the life it spares. And so, yeah, these are pretty useful if you know that you're going into an area where you're probably going to die, but you don't want to lose your souls. These are obviously also of a finite amount in the game. There's more than one, or there has to be more than one. I don't know that for a fact, but I would assume so because it's not like a super rare quest item or something like that, right? So yeah, it's useful if you're trying to explore and you don't want to lose the progress you got. I would say it's not an item you want to use lightly. You'll want to weigh out whether or not you're going to do it. Now these guys I'm also going to have a little bit of trouble with dealing. Um, just because they're the Lothric Knights with their big old shields. And actually, that's very interesting because he, right there, I thought I got the backstab on him, and I think my character even went into the animation for backstab, but he somehow got out of it, turned around, and shielded the backstab. So I'm not sure if there might be a small threshold in this game where you can actually get out of a backstab. So maybe that's one way they're trying to nerf it. And again, this is all speculation. I haven't really done testing, nor am I really the type of person to test little gameplay facets. I honestly just like to enjoy the game here. Just hoping to share that with you guys as well. But yeah, sort of just turtling around him, trying to get an opening. The only problem with turtling is that if you don't manage how much you hold your shield up, it's gonna put you in a dangerous place because attacks will take out from your stamina bar when you block it with a shield. But the thing is, while you're holding up your shield defensively, if you haven't noticed, it makes it so that my stamina doesn't recover nearly as fast. So it's really easy to just run out a bunch of stamina when you're just turtling. So another thing to consider, guys. Now that was a really pointless click. Why did I say click? But yeah, because I think kicks are really only good for either pushing people off or trying to get through their defenses. Sometimes it creates an opening, but they don't get staggered as long if you kick them while they're not defending. If you kick them while they are defending, then they get extremely staggered if your kick depleted all of their stamina. Because it's a nice thing to know, but in these games, most of the enemies work on a similar mechanic. They have their own stamina bars and such, so they get staggered at, however much they get staggered. Now here, you guys should know there is an archer in that place to the right, so he will start shooting once you get in his sights. Yeah, so see right there, I kicked him while he wasn't holding up his defenses, so he got staggered, but not long enough for me to actually land a hit, because he was able to still pull up his shield. And so yeah, there I narrowly avoided an arrow from that guy. Or, well, I guess, can you call bolts, are they considered like in the family of arrows? Because bolts are what crossbows shoot, right? So I wonder if you can call that arrow. Anyways, now there's more of those pilgrim looking dudes that were in the intro movie. I unfortunately did not upload it because I was having some uploading difficulty or recording difficulties at the time, but I'm sure you guys can find it or see it. I mean, I remember like gaming sites, IGN, GameSpot, and such and such, they already posted the intro cinematic like weeks before the game even launched. But yeah, so this place, just an open, large courtyard, just screams boss fight. So you know what's coming, guys. Big old boss fight. I was a little confused that it wasn't starting, but you just have to get to a certain point in this room. I think. Oh, you have to get close to the little vines covering the door. Ooh. Sorry, guys. So yeah, he looks like a lovely chap. Vordt of the Boreal Valley. You know, I really didn't pay much attention to the music here, but that's actually sounds pretty awesome. I didn't talk for a little bit just because I want to listen to it. Now, he seems to be inflicting some sort of frost status ailment. I have yet to figure it out because the way status ailments work is that it's a meter, and once that meter is filled up, so say you're receiving amounts of poisoning, then that meter will fill up all the way, and then the effect will take place. So I have yet to know what that exactly does. Maybe I got frozen. That makes sense. But yeah, I got my ass whooped, but then again, I walked in there with only one Estus flask remaining, so I didn't really expect to succeed that time. Um, so yeah, he's pretty fast and he moves around a lot, and it's I don't know, it's kind of weird that he, his body looks like that of a humanoid in that it has 4 arms and it looks like he could stand upright, but he chooses to crawl around instead. Not really sure what it is or what the Boreal Valley is referring to. And that name, Vordt, I mean, how do you pronounce names where there are 2 consonants stuck together like that? The V-O-R-D-T, Vordt. I mean, what I'm saying is probably pretty close to it, but I have no idea how to say that kind of stuff. But yeah, so now we have our little quick pathway to get to the boss now. So it might take me some time here. What would have been smarter to do is actually to step on the elevator button again and to get it sent up. Yeah. So I mean, so I mean that's a pretty safe way you can deal with it. Hit one and run back or dodge back, and then you get another ones. Just make sure you're reading their timing of their attacks, and so yeah, now we can see that guy is just crawling up from pretending to be dead. We go up there. Yeah. And sorry if I sound a little bit slower down right now, but I guess I'm just a little bit exhausted right now. But this video should be coming to a close relatively shortly. Now I kind of ignored that archer because I think or the crossbowman, if you want to be more accurate about it, but you want to just deal with this guy first. And I said, fuck it, I'm not gonna deal with that crossbow guy. So I actually was able to get here without getting hurt, so that's good. Got all my SS flasks here. Pretty sure I'm not gonna make it through this time either, though. So yeah, it's all about good timing, and then shielding also becomes far less potent when you deal with bosses because they just deal so much damage to your stamina as well that it's almost like you get staggered every time you block a hit. And I might have done it too. I mean, I'm still holding as a safety precaution, but here I am primarily really relying on rolling. Now, a pretty safe tactic with these big bosses is always to honestly stick to their butt. Like, no joke, stick to their butt, because it's one of the more safer places. However, FromSoft seems to realize that you know it's a easy way to avoid bosses' attacks is by sticking to their butt. So they actually gave him a move where he like jumps to the side and spaces himself from you. So the boss gets you positioned into a place that he likes, which is easier. So pretty smart. And it was giving a little difficulty. I'm having difficulty with the word difficulty. But yeah, and as you may have noticed, he goes into a second phase when you get him down to half health, and that's where I got completely destroyed yet again. He kind of turns on his frost aura thing and starts charging around. He gets some different moves, so got to look out for that here. But yeah, and with this boss, I didn't want to fast forward through this section here because I still wanted you guys to get an idea of what it feels like to, you know, the part of the game where when you die, it's punishing not only because you lose your souls, but because whenever you're trying to fight a boss and you have to go all the way back to the boss to fight it. Now some bosses have more convenient shortcuts than this one here. This is a pretty convenient, I'd say, but you know you have to go all the way through that entire pattern again, so it's some time. Now what I did was actually I sent the elevator back up by letting it reset first, and then I sent the elevator back up because I predicted that I would die again. So I didn't want to have to pull the lever and wait for the elevator to come up all the way. So that's just easier way to one way to facilitate the boss loop, you know, where you're running through all the enemies after you get killed by the boss just to fight the boss and maybe get killed again. I mean, hopefully not. I don't think I think I actually was able to beat him this time, but we will see here. And here's a cool little shortcut. It's not really much of a shortcut, but it allows you to get the drop on that guy, and it you can completely ignore the Lothric Knights as well as the Spearmen. I mean, the Spearmen don't really run at you anyway, so they're pretty easy to ignore. So I just want to go run up, get as much distance to him, because when we're at one thing that may not be as common, but it's kind of logical when you actually think about it, is that you kind of want to position yourself in boss fights so that they utilize a move set that isn't as harmful to you. So me sitting here medium distance from him is actually pretty dangerous because he does some attacks that are a little bit unpredictable. So here I'm right in his face, so he only does small attacks and none of them can really hit me, and so I'm just dishing out on him. So yeah, and with this one you have no choice because he moves too fast, so you can't really position yourself. Now here he has a attack where he kind of sprays frost, so it does have a lot of attack pre-attack lag. I forget what the word is for that. So it gives you a big window of opportunity to run up and get behind him, so you can completely avoid the frost attack here. So I'm just about to kill him. I just stay here. Although he does have that slam that's an area of effect attack, so AoE is short for area of attack effect. And yeah, so I got him there. That's my advice to you guys on that boss. Just stick to his behind as often as you can and position yourself so you can predict his attacks, you know. And you know what? I'm gonna applaud this guy. He certainly did it. Good. And I thought this guy was funny. Play dead. Yeah. And another bonfire. It's pretty convenient because most of the times when you kill a boss, a bonfire appears where they were. So yeah. Now I'm gonna go level up here. Anyways, guys, so since I beat the boss here, I thought this was a good place to stop here. It's a pretty successful run here, so I'm just gonna go back to the Firelink Shrine. I probably might be doing a little bit of leveling up here, but yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.